I don't know about you, but since the pandemic and everything else we've been through in the last few years, it is getting harder and harder to survive that 9 to 5. So I wanted to make this video in order to help us survive that 9 to 5, find some motivation and enjoyment in our lives, and just get through that working week. Let's go. Alright, so since the pandemic, there's been a massive shift in what people want to do with their careers. I feel like a lot of people are changing their working arrangements, either working from home or going part-time, sounds amazing, or casual, or just completely changing careers. And I think a lot of people are part of the Great Resignation, just sick of what the working conditions were and just wanting to change. So not all of us are in that position. A lot of us are still trying to get through that 9 to 5, just trying to find that enjoyment. So I wanted to make this video in order to help us get through that working week. I mean, if you're working 40 hours a week, that equates to about 2,000 hours a year, which is a lot of time. So if you're not enjoying it, then that's a lot of time wasted in your year that should be spent positively, if we can find that. So I want to give you some tips in order to get us through that 9 to 5. I apply a lot of these in my life, and I think it's just a really good way of getting through that day and just finding some enjoyment in your life. Number 1 is make a routine. So I love having a routine. I try and wake up at the same time every day, try and do a little workout in the morning, have some breakfast, shower, and get ready for work. By having that routine in the morning just helps me tick off a few things of my day. I've already achieved things before I've gone to work. Some people like to make the bed, which I never do. Some people like to walk the dog, read a book, all those different things that you can achieve in the morning before you've even gone to work just makes that day a little bit better. I also like to write a to-do list. I love my to-do list. I just write mine on my phone, but a lot of people have it on a journal or on a piece of paper and they tick it off. But having it on the phone, I have my phone with me all the time. It's just a little bit more accessible. And if I can tick those things off, I have achieved something in my day, which is great. So I write a to-do list either the night before or the morning of. It's things that either I want to do around the house, I want to do for YouTube, or I want to do for work. And if I've ticked those things off, great. If I haven't, whatever, they'll move on to tomorrow's to-do list. But at least I know I'm tracking my day, and that will make it go a little bit quicker. Number 2 is get a hobby. So if you've been watching my channel, you know I love my hobbies. I have so many different hobbies, and that just makes it so much more enjoyable for me. So I like to sew, I've got my Cricut crafts, I like to paint, which I painted this today at work. We had a well-being day, it was great. But all those different things, I can get through my work day because I know I've got that hobby that I want to do at home. So I love having my hobbies. They just make everything more enjoyable. I will get through that 8-hour work day and go, I'm gonna come home and sew, or I'm gonna spend an hour and paint. Different things like that. It doesn't have to be a complex hobby that you do. It can be something very easy where your brain can switch off, like a mindfulness coloring book, just to take your mind off work is a really important thing to do. And if you haven't got a hobby that you have done before, watch my channel. I've got a few different ones, but some people like to read, some people like to draw, journaling. There's so many different things you can do that will help get your mind off work and bring some excitement to your day, that you know once you've got through that day, you're coming home and you're doing your favorite hobby. Number 3 is to appreciate the small things. So I find so much enjoyment in the fact that I have a cute outfit ready for work. So I will plan my outfits the night before and I'll be like, yeah, I'm gonna look good today. Those sort of things make me really happy to go to work and get through that day just by wearing a cute outfit. So if you are into fashion like me, you can plan your cute outfit, be excited for the day, and that will just get you through. Another thing I love to do is to have my teas. I only started drinking tea, I think 3 years ago now, and I've become quite obsessed with it, to be honest. But having that after a morning meeting going, I'm gonna have a tea soon, gets me so excited. So those little things like that is just a way to bring some routine and some enjoyment in your workday, and those are little things that I appreciate every day. Another thing I love is the social aspect, where you find a group of people you can chat to. Hopefully you've got that, but a few people you can talk to that will just get your mind off work for even 5 minutes, and that will just refresh you for the day. So hopefully you've got that. Hopefully your office is really fun. My last office, I don't think we got much work done because all we did was socialize, but it was really enjoyable, and that helped you distract you from the routine things in your day where you're going to the classroom and maybe it wasn't a good lesson. If you go back into that office and just go, I need some distraction, make me laugh, they will, and it will just make you feel so much better. So number 4 is probably the hardest one, and it's a lot easier said than done, but when you get home, don't bring your work home with you. I know as a teacher that can be almost impossible sometimes because you've got marking to do, reports to write, planning lessons for the next day, and those things sometimes are a given that you're going to have to do them at home, but it's more about that maybe you had a really bad day, and those sort of things you don't want to bring home with you. You want to keep work separate and just say, okay, that day was crap, here we go. Maybe you'll come home and debrief with a partner or friend or in a journal and say, okay, that was the worst day, but I'm gonna forget about it now. I'm home, I'm happy, I can do things that I like, hobbies. And then that's a little bit separated. So it's not just, okay, my work sucked today, I'm gonna have a terrible day. It's that, okay, those 8 hours probably weren't my best 8 hours, but now I've got some time, I can do things I enjoy, watch my favorite TV show, and just relax. And number 5 is that work doesn't have to be your whole life. I know people have been saying it forever that you've got a career, you've got to commit to it your whole life, you've got to enjoy it, all those sort of things. Some people don't have that, and that is totally fine. And you might find that you get through work and then you come home and have other hobbies or things that you enjoy that are going to make your life so much better, even if it is not your favorite thing in the world. Unfortunately, we've got those bills to pay, me included. I wasn't born into billion-dollar wealth. I still try and enjoy myself as much as I can, but I do have all those other things in my life and my routine that just make my day so much better, and that's just going to bring me so much more enjoyment, even if I don't dedicate my whole life to my career. So those are my tips to get you through that 9 to 5. This is what I adopt in my everyday life just to get through, and I've really enjoyed having those little things in my routine that just make it a little bit more enjoyable. So let me know what you do in the comments. I'd love to know how you get through your working week. If you love your job, let's get some motivation in the comments. Please subscribe to my channel. I hope you enjoyed this new type of video. If you'd like to see more, let me know. Otherwise, I'll see you next time. Bye!